Hello everyone, welcome to Chapter 2, Section 3.2, and one of the biggest things that we're going to do as we're working through here is work with expressions and equations that have fractions in them, and oftentimes we think, oh no, it's a fraction, can't do it anymore. The answer is, yes you can, and as you get up into higher level mathematics, there's fractions everywhere because in the real world, fractions. So we're just going to go through and we're going to pound some out. So I look right here, these warm-up problems, don't skip them, they're important. So what am I going to do? I've got x plus 5/6 equals 3/8. So I am always going to draw a line in there, because that's just going to organize my thoughts. And then I think to myself, x plus 5/6, how do I undo 5/6? Well, that's right. You would subtract 5/6 from both sides. Now, when you do this, you might think to yourself, how do I do 3/8 minus 5/6? Well, what do you do when you have fractions? You have to find a common denominator. So I'm going to think to myself, what's my least common denominator between 8 and 6? I'm going to go with 24. So 3/8, I'm going to times by 3 times by 3. So I'm going to have 9 over 24 minus times 4. Now, it's super important process right here. I'm actually using the identity property, and so that means I can multiply anything by 1 and it doesn't change. And you might think, I'm not multiplying it by 1. Yes, you are. When you multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by 4, wow, look at that. It doesn't change anything because 4 over 4 is 1. That's the how come, that's the why we can do this. So 20 over 24. And so then I think to myself, 9 minus 20, I would, in my mind, I'm thinking 20 minus 9. I know that that's 11, but the negatives win. The negatives win by 11. 11/24. There is my solution. We do not want decimals. When we are working scientifically, the negative 11 over 24 is a better answer for us, a more exact answer. So we're just going to leave it there. You have permission to leave fractions. All right, the next one, we have negative 8 equals 4/5 x. Well, how do you undo times 4/5? The opposite of multiplication is division, so divide by 4/5. But think back to what you know about fractions. How do you divide by a fraction? You actually multiply by the reciprocal. That's a times sign, which is actually kind of convenient because you're dividing by 4, multiplying by 5 to undo that. Now, if it is helpful, over here, this negative 8, you might think, oh, that's not a fraction. Yes, it is. You can always make a fraction because negative 8 can be put over 1. Great work. Okay, so multiply by 5 times, or divide by 4, that gives me 1x. Do I have to write the 1? Nope. Then I am going to say, hey, I've got negative 8 over 4. I can cancel that right away. I'm going to go negative 2 over 1. So 5 times negative 2 divided by 1 gives me negative 10. There you go with your warm-up. Look, oh my word, there's some more. So let's figure out what we're going to do right here. So as you're looking at this, you might be thinking, holy macaroni, fractions, there's 3 different fractions. Yes. And so, at this point in time in your mathematical career, if you see fractions, what are you going to do? And hopefully your answer is, I'm just going to make common denominators. And I would say, yes. So, between 4, 10, and 20, what's something they all go into? Your least common denominator, I'm just going to write LCD would be 20. So, I'm going to write 20 on the bottom of everything. Oh, look at this one. We don't even have to change. Woohoo! So that one's going to be negative 107. And so oftentimes people say, what do I do with that negative? I'm just going to move it up to the top because that's going to be easiest for me. So what happened over here, I had 7/4 m. So I'm going to multiply by 5, top and bottom. So that gives me 20 on the bottom. On the top I have 35 m's. Then times 2, so I get 2/20. Okay, draw my line down. So then I think, all right, I'm multiplying by 35 over 20. Yes, it's an improper fraction. Yes, that's okay. And then I'm subtracting 2 over 20. So how do I want to undo things? I want to add 2 over 20 first to both sides. Plus 2 over 20. Oops, I wrote 10. So then negative 107 over 20 plus 2 gives me 105 over 20. Well, this is nice because at this point in time, negative, I at least have a nice number divisible by 5. Over here I have 35/20 m. So again, how do I undo that 35 over 20? In order to undo multiplication by a fraction, yes, you divide, but when you divide by a fraction, really what you're doing is multiplying by the reciprocal. I find it super helpful to put my hands out, my left hand up, my right hand down, or my right hand up, left hand down, doesn't matter. And then I just literally move them like a whoa, and I just swap them. And that is good for your memory. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 20, divide by 35. You might think to yourself, couldn't I simplify? Yes, you should. But, oops, that's a 35. Look at this beautiful thing that's happening. So that cancels to 1, so I've got 1m. The 20 cancels with the 20. And then I think, all right, what goes into 105 and 35? I'm thinking 5. So negative 105 divided by 5 gives me negative 21. And then 35 divided by 5 gives me 7. Oh my gosh, this is going to be super nice. So then I can simplify those down, and who would have thought I get negative 3? And sorry, my puppies are fighting next to me. Alright, so I'm going to keep going on this next one, number 4. 5/12 equals 3/2 c plus 8/3. Alright, what's my least common denominator? Yeah, I'm going to go with 12. So I'm going to write out 12 equals blank 12 with my c plus blank 12. Okay, now I'm just going to figure out what's going to go on the top there. So this first one doesn't change. The next one, what did I multiply 2 by to get to 12? Times 6, 18, times 4, 8 times 4, 16, 32. Okay, I always draw my line down to keep organized. Got 18/12c plus 32 over 12. And you're like, can I simplify that? Yeah, but that defeats the purpose. It's not helpful to us. So I want to have common denominators. So I'm going to multiply 32 over 12. What did I say? Multiply 32 over 12. That's not right. What am I doing? Subtracting 32 over 12. Minus 32 over 12. So I get 32 minus 5, 27. So I'm going to move these guys over here because they're kind of in my way. And I've got negative 27 over 12 equals 18 over 12c. The nice thing here is I've got common denominators, so I'm going to multiply by 12 over negative 27 times 12 over negative 27. Now you might be thinking to yourself, hey, if everything's equal to 12, couldn't I just work with the top? And the answer is you totally could. But at this point in time, that might not have occurred to you. That's the next slide. Okay, so now look at this. I've got, hold on. What is the mistake I made? I just made a mistake because it's too early. Can you find it? Yeah, I shouldn't be multiplying by 12 over negative 27. I should be multiplying by 12 over 18. Okay, so that's, gosh darn it, I made a mistake. I should go back and fix the video. At the same time, not really. I mean, if I make that mistake on the board, then we're just going to go with it, and hopefully somebody said, wait a second, shouldn't you have done this? Yep. Darn it. Sorry. Okay, so let's go back and fix it because we make mistakes. Okay, now 12 and 12, 18 and 18. That cancels to 1c. Okay, 12 and 12. So now I have negative 27 over 18. Well, that's good, but I can't leave it like that. So it goes into both negative 27 and 18. 9. So divide by 9, and I get negative 3 halves equals c. Do not, please, please, please do not change that to negative 1.5. Just leave it. We give you permission. Leave it at negative 3 halves from now on. So that's the warm-up. I'm going to make another video for the notes because that's fun stuff.